Welcome back to Kung Fu Maintenance, where I show you how to make the most likely repairs you'll need to make in your lifetime. If you'd like to get the latest videos, subscribe and then hit the little bell icon right at the subscribe button and it'll notify you of any new videos when they're released for you. So there are definitely a few different types of patio slider doors out there. There's some that there's a little bar above the top that you need to remove before you can lift up the patio door. And there's some with some stoppers at the back of it that you need to remove before you can slide it over far enough to remove. There's actually several different types of wheels and the way that they're oriented. But this video will give you the general idea of how to remove the door and replace the wheels. Again, they all have a similar idea, but you can figure it out if you understand the general principle of the tightening and to adjust the pivot of the door and the main factors. You want to make sure when you reinstall the door that at no point does it come out of the track in any way. And then again, some patio doors have a stopper up top so that you can't lift it out unless you remove that portion first. That being said, let's jump right in. Welcome back to Kung Fu Maintenance. Well, I got a patio door here that's really tough to open. And going to be changing out the wheels on it, as that's the part of the latch. It's extremely hard to open. But we don't want to damage the carpet. What I have is a scrap of carpet, and it's kind of a new piece of carpet. I don't even really want to damage the scrap of carpet, but it's less important to me than the real carpet, so I'm just going to be using it to the back of it. So I flipped it upside down, and hopefully I may have to lower the wheels on this one. It doesn't want to come out so easy. Some of these can be tricky. This is going to be one of those. It seems. Oh, so there's the front side. So that's good. See if we can get the back side. I've got it lifted off. But it's a bit stubborn, and that's just the way it is sometimes. Let's see if we can lower that wheel. Just loosening the tension screw. And let's see if, oh yeah, the wheel's sticking down good ways. Sometimes you got to get under it in order to lift up the wheel. Not the easiest thing to show in the film. Move back this way a little bit. See if we can get it up and over. Nope. Okay. So able to get to where the wheel is. It's gonna be one of those. Wheel's right there. You can see the wheel. And just using this to wedge the wheel up. There we go. Now we're in. Okay. So now, adjust this over. And just kind of walk it out. There we go. And we'll walk it over. There we go. Okay. I pretty much know on our new wheels, we're not going to want to tighten them too much when we initially put it in, so that we can get them out much easier. Here's our new wheels, and you'll be able to see the tension screws a bit better now. You see this tension wheel is able to slide back when it's not tightened. So that's what we want to do. I want to lessen it to at least, this here is keyed. You can see the keyed entry. And you can see how the screw is brought all the way out. I want to go ahead and push the screw in to lower it down. So as we tighten the screw, that's going to raise the wheel up. It'll adjust our pivot, as well as so this one, just kind of wedging it out and taking the keyed part out. And this one's kind of deep in there, that's why it's good to have a screwdriver that has a longer extension on it. It's pretty tricky with a 6-in-1. If you do use a 6-in-1, sometimes you have to take it off, and this one won't even work for it, but other most common types of 6-in-1, you can kind of just put it right on the end and get a little more reach inside there. But what works much easier is a screwdriver that allows you to really get your reach all the way in, so that you can adjust this one. So this goes just inserted in the keyhole like so, and that'll make it much easier for us to clear and do the install, and then we can tighten it afterwards. As you can see, well, maybe you can see, but right here, as we start to tighten it up. So one way to get it to loosen up, which is what I could have done on this wheel, is I loosened the screw, and I realized what I could have done is just push the screw in sometimes, if I had loosened it, and possibly lower the wheel, and try even just like tapping it a little bit, see if this would have worked. And just for future reference, I don't know if that's that great. This one is anchored a little bit different. So anyway, pulling this out. These can be kind of greasy, so same thing. I'm keeping the old ones on the carpet where I want it, and that'll work for that. Okay, and so now here's our new wheel. Now with this particular setup, we're going to insert this and bend it over, because this one doesn't have a way to lock it in. So we're basically going to use this final screw to lock it in. So I'm going to bend this up and over, just like so. And we want the bottom portion to seat a little bit here. So I'm going to tap this up just a tiny bit, like so, so that this sits nice and flush below the deal. So as we tighten our wheel up, I can insert this, and we'll be able to tighten the wheel just like so. This one can be a little tricky. That'll work. So now we're ready for the install. Looks like I need a new security bar clip there too, but that's another story. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this up. And we're going to reinsert it back up into the track. So we need to walk this a little bit. clear. There we go. And now I can walk it up and into the deal, but it's going to take a little back and forth as I'm inserting it up into the track and then pushing it in kind of with my foot as I go. It's kind of the way you got to do it with one person. Lift up and then push in. Not so much that you break the door, but enough that you get your little by little leverage. There we go. Okay, I'm up on the edge. And now it's looking in. And in on that one. Okay. And in on the front one. Now up top, we're definitely going to need to adjust our wheels. And you can see why it's a good thing we used our carpet, so we didn't get any of the stuff on the brand new carpet. So to adjust the wheel, I'm going to lift it and seat it right on the edge. And just kind of use a little tension with my hand. Keep it from dropping. And we're going to adjust our set screw. Theory. There we go. Doing it quite a bit to get the wheel off the ground. There we go. Okay, now we're going to need to do the same thing on the back. And now is we're going to want to watch our pivot. So you can see this bottom definitely hits way before the top. So we definitely need to raise up the back wheel. We need the two anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so now we're going to lift this up. And set it right on the edge there. And now we can adjust our screw. Okay, I'm going to drop it back down in. And now we'll definitely still got a long ways to go. And it's definitely much harder to turn when it's in, so it's better to take it up and take it off the tension. See, we still got a ways to go. Getting there. Okay, that one's about as much as we can go, so. Okay. Rolls nice and easy now. Here's our pivot, nice and perfect. And it latches nice and easy too. There we go. No more workout program. When you go to open it, it rolls nice and easy. Latches nice and easy. It's a done deal. What you want to do up here is make sure at no point does the door start or even look like it's going to possibly come out, which this one doesn't. And the other thing is our pivot to make sure that we've got full closure all the way. It's a nice seal. A nice seal here. And it's a done deal. Thanks for watching Kung Fu Maintenance. Over and out. I was getting rid of the workout program there. There was the slider, you know, the weight training. Not anymore. Now it's nice and easy. Now sometimes you may need to adjust these handles. And just make sure this one's nice and tight. I'm going to kind of loosen it on both of them first. And position the latch as far over this way as I can. It looks good. Tighten them down. And we're good there. And again, sometimes adjusting that pivot can also adjust how your latch sits. And another thing is sometimes these latches get tension built up, so if I pulled it, now it won't open. But if you push it closed a little bit, it'll pop right open. So that's all that is. Anyway, good to go. Thanks for watching Kung Fu Maintenance. Over now.
Standing on the edge of death and life, standing in between wrong and right. Light shines down, bring truth. Us will fall. Darkness fade to light. Pain give way to eternity. Just a test, it's a challenge, hurt or just give it all you got. It will pass, it will fade. What you see is temporary, what you don't see is eternal. It will last. Hanging with this temporary pain gives way to what will last. Temporary pain will pass. This too will pass, will fade. Give way, let it fade. Help the weak.